meet on this Friday, and if anything's going to make you fall in love with fall, so to speak, it would be the colors that we see in those leaves before they make their way out of the trees.
And those autumn colors really make for great backdrops in your fall photos. Joining us in studio this morning, photographer Paul Gibbens from Gibbens Create. Paul, good morning, and thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good. So I guess just some practical tips for the average folk when they're out there taking pictures in fall. What do they need to know?
One of my biggest tips is I like to start early in the fall. And people don't realize that, but you can actually get better pictures starting to the south and inland because it gets colder out there. And then later in the year, as it gets into later October, even November, the fall colors will stick around a little bit closer to the lake.
In terms of a type of day for you, a fall day you like to get out there and shoot, do you like the sunny days, do you like the cloudy days, or maybe a mix?
It all depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking to shoot people and faces and do like senior pictures or engagement sessions, later in the day is great for that. You want the sun to be going down. You don't want it too bright. So as you'll see on a couple of pictures here, like we're going to start off with a couple landscape photos. Don't be afraid to go back to the same place twice. As you saw there, the first one was earlier in the fall, later in the fall. This is the middle of the fall. But once we get into now this one here, the next picture you see here is going to be 3 years later on the same road, and it's an engagement session. So you can use the same thing that you see for a landscape for a good portrait session.
So talk about like the rule of thirds. Some people might not understand what that is, but when they're taking photos, the rule of thirds.
Rule of thirds, you try to keep the faces looking toward the middle of the picture. Like right here, they're leading, so they're off to the side a little bit. See how they're looking in? And then, well, these are going by really fast, aren't they?
They're not slowing down.
What about time of day? I know, Paul, you like to take pictures when the sun is coming up, but as far as time of day, what's the best?
The early morning and late afternoon are the better times to be taking pictures. They call it golden hour late in the day. Morning starts, you got to get out, in my opinion, you got to get out before the sun comes up.